Hello. So this is the only time this is happening. I don't know where to begin, but there was an argument that started between me and Greg, and it was just me and Greg, so this argument started a while ago, and there was someone else involved, but I'm not going to mention them because I want to respect them, and they don't need to be brought into this argument as well. I only want to mention the people that need to be mentioned, and at the minute that's Greg and Aki. If Aki wants me to take this down in any way, I will, absolutely. Just tell me if this is okay, Aki. So the evidence. Right, first off, let's start off with the bigger accusations. So the rape comment, can I just explain why it's disgusting and why it's so much more hurtful? As someone who was assaulted, it's something that ruins lives. And yes, murder ruins lives, but murder is socially acceptable in the sense that it's acceptable in movies. And sometimes a character being killed or dying needs to happen in a movie. And people don't necessarily make fun of the character dying. They make fun of, I guess, but I don't even see how people make fun of the characters dying, but maybe they do. But even so, it's a character that's died in a movie, and sometimes it's deserved. For example, 13 Reasons Why. The character in that, he rapes a couple of people and then gets killed by someone. And that's a meme because, well, I mean, realistically, he's ruined someone's life. He made someone kill themselves in the movie. Of course that's going to be a big victory for everyone. Some murders in movies are needed to continue the story, but you don't ever see rape being used as a continuation for a story because it's not a good continuation. Rape doesn't kill anyone off. Rape doesn't, well, I mean, it can kill people off, but it doesn't continue the story. It just gives it just gives them trauma. Sorry about the stuttering. It just gives the character in the story trauma, and it doesn't make it all that interesting. And you need to play it in a certain way where it's not going to be offensive or disgusting, and that's the one thing most movies can't do, because it's very, very hard to get that stuff right, and it's a very offensive. If I'm honest, I would prefer to be dead than assaulted. That's how much it ruins someone's life. And being assaulted is something really hard to deal with, and then having to listen to people invalidate you every day and not believe you, and for people to say that somehow it was your fault, or for people to then constantly make jokes about it in front of you. It's triggering. It causes panic attacks. It makes you feel like you don't have worth. And that's why it's so effective to say that joke. You see it as a funny joke. We see it as another person invalidating our experience, another person not listening, another person not wanting to listen. And that's why it's so effective. Those jokes aren't funny. They're not funny in the slightest. They just make us feel even more invalidated. When people hear a murder joke, they don't tend to have panic attacks. They don't tend to feel invalidated at all, because murder is seen as something disgusting, and in the society, people hate murder. People don't like murder, whereas in society, rape is constantly humorized. It's constantly put into things that it doesn't need to be in. There's constant victim blaming every day. A lot of cases don't go anywhere because they don't believe the victim. In fact, most cases don't go anywhere. And that's why it's so effective. And now I'm going to get on to the other evidence. Now, what you made is CP, and it doesn't matter what you say in this instance because you used Wiki. Wiki is a known website for being the most untrusted website. No one goes to Wiki for real answers because it's not trusted. In fact, it's widely known that it's not trusted. Anyone and everyone can write whatever they want on the internet, which is why the internet as a whole isn't trusted. You need to find a website that is lawfully connected. Now, the evidence that you see on the screen is an evidence taken from my an evidence taken from my bank account, Monzo account, whatever. It's a bank account. Now, you went to Just Answer. That was your second piece of evidence to show that that what you did wasn't CP. I went to Just Answer a long time ago on Monday, the 29th of May. And I was asking, before the 29th of May, but somewhere around there. And I was asking for advice on a case that I had and I wanted to reopen it. Now this is going to get a bit personal, but I wanted to reopen it and I also wanted the records. And I wanted to know if there was a chance that I'd get the records. Now, they told me that there was no chance that I would ever get those records. Do you want to guess what I have? The records. And you want to know something else? I paid $50 to speak to one of them. And then when I actually got through to one of them, they didn't really give me anything. See, initially I spoke to them over the thing and then I accidentally pressed a button that they'd sent. It was like a link and it paid $50 just to speak to them properly, and I didn't even know that's what was happening, which in itself is a scam website. And then when I actually paid, they talked to me and whatever, they gave me the advice, they said there was no way, and after that they then took another $50 off of me. Now, I hadn't paid for it twice, I'd only paid for it once, meaning it is a scam website, 100%, and this is the proof, because this is the refund from my dispute. So, first off, they gave me the refund on my Monzo account, because I reported it's fraudulent, and then the actual people refunded me after months and months and months, which is why it says cancelled refund from your dispute. Because it's showing that they cancelled the refund from the actual Monzo thing because the people gave me the refund back after a very, very long time. So this is my evidence that your two websites are untrusted. And CP, it doesn't matter which way you put it. It's disgusting, it's wrong. And just because you aged up in a character doesn't mean it's not CP. It's still a child. They're still a minor. You cannot do sexual acts in the form of CP until 18. And it has to be consensual anyways. And I know that this is a fictional character, but it's still disgusting. It's still CP of a child. It's still what you've done, you know? There's loads of laws on it, and it is CP. I do a health and social care course, and it's definitely CP. And the effects of it is tremendous. Yeah, that's all I want to say. I'm sorry that this is long. I'm sorry that some of it might not make sense. I'm sorry that I stuttered. I'm sorry. In general, Aki, I hope you're doing well, and I do have a little message that I'm going to put at the end for you anyways, and also some cat pictures of Shadow, who's with me right now. Anyways, see you for now. I also just want to add, Aki, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. I've made this video to clear things up, and if you want me to make a video on all the arguments that happened and clear up all the arguments and talk about it in detail, I can. I just hope that you're okay. This is my voice, and yeah, it's not the greatest, but I do have Shadow right next to me, by the way, and he's loving every second of this. So I'll add a video of Shadow at the end, or a picture at the very least. Just for you, by the way. I hope this video finds you well, and I hope I haven't missed anything. Tell me if I did, please.